hello to our little ferals. This is a very special episode just for you. Welcome to the Laura and Becky Show.
Yeah, no one else is going to hear this apart from you.
Yeah, you lucky devils, you. Actually, it's quite exciting today because this is a real exclusive. We've got some exclusive news that nobody else knows.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm glad we're kind of telling our little ferals because you deserve to know. You're on the journey with us. We appreciate you massively. We can't believe people actually subscribe to this.
I know. Whenever we get a little ping, we're like, oh, right.
Yeah.
Also, our little ferals especially, I feel like they've been with us since day one. They're the absolute OGs who know what went down at the start. Yeah, they know us inside out. They probably know us better than we know ourselves.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, you'll know the backstory because you're a little feral, but Becky and I got fired from our radio job and flew to Mallorca. Had a brilliant weekend, a very feral weekend.
Well, the most feral we've ever been. No, we didn't shower for 3 days. So that we were literally in our most feral state ever.
That's where the idea of this pod came up, which is actually quite apt for what we're going to tell you. The fact that we were abroad and we had the idea of doing this podcast.
Yeah, well, it kind of all ties in together.
Nicely. So we obviously started the podcast and I think it was probably back in, I'm going to say, October?
Yeah, it was before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, October, November, we wrote a list of like people we would love to work with. Like whether that's like local companies we worked on the radio with or just throwing out there with any different company. So on the top of our list, as you probably know, was an airport.
Do you know what? We should probably explain, shouldn't we? Because I don't know if people understand what sponsorship is or why we go and get it. We've never really explained why we do it, have we? So with a podcast, obviously you get, when you get enough listeners, you get national ads, which is what, I was going to say you guys here, but actually you've paid, so you don't get ads anymore. But on the podcast, we've got national ads. Mm-hmm. So that's when you start to get paid. But with us, obviously, we weren't getting those for a good while. So we didn't want to not make any money. We wanted to make money from this podcast. So we would go out, or we still do, go out and we meet companies who we think might be interested in teaming up with us, sponsoring the podcast, and basically working with us. So we have a bit of a hit list, don't we, of companies. And we go in blind, guys. Like, it's not like we know any of these people. We have to like search for them on, I don't know. Well,
usually Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to say
Google
LinkedIn.
them.
We don't look on LinkedIn. Yes, we stalk them basically. We find them online. We get in touch. We normally have a meeting with them. And that's kind of like the first contact we have, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, you'll know this, but Becky and I are not corporate ladies. We are not in the corporate world. We don't know the jingle.
The lingo.
The jingle.
Well, as you can tell, guys, yeah. We literally don't know.
I mean, we can barely string a sentence together. It's a miracle you get a podcast daily. But yeah, we're just ourselves, really, aren't we?
Yeah.
We don't really pretend to be anything we're not, because the minute we start pretending, we just can't do it or we get nervous.
Exactly. And things always seem to work better when we're ourselves anyway, because there can be a temptation, I think, to try and be a bit like professional or a bit corporate or business. Like, we just can't do it. Can we? Like, when we're replying to emails to people, we literally sit there like a double act. We're like, what do you think we should put? Right, okay.
And then, what did you say today that made me laugh? You went, put that bit in bold.
Yeah.
That'll make it look impressive. Doing a subheading in bold. Oh, them girls know what they're talking about. They've put that bit in bold.
Mate, we want to be taken seriously. When you put a bit of bold in there, people take note.
Tell you what, if you underline it and put it in italic too, Jesus Christ. Now we're serious.
This is the level we're at, guys. Yeah. We are basically winging it, but we do put ourselves out there, don't we? I mean, sometimes we'll ring people. So if we get a contact for... in fact, we had this the other day, didn't we? So we'll get a number from somebody and it'll take us a good old while to get the right person and everything. And I'll be like, should we just ring them now? And we don't even plan it, do we? We literally just ring them, put them on loudspeaker, and what comes out is what comes out. And there have been some hilarious phone calls. That one we had the other day, and I'm not going to say who it was.
So funny.
It was a very grumpy man on the phone.
Very.
Wasn't he?
Oh.
And I tried to grind him down, but it did not work. He was grumpy.
We just hung up and went, oh, well. He was happy, wasn't he? That went well. We'll strike them off the list, I think. What I love as well the other day is that someone looked at Becky and I and they went, oh, have you had a busy day? what you've been up to. And now we can't lie either, can we? So I looked at you and I thought, now what we're going to do here, because I know for a fact we have not had a busy day. So we both went, and then I looked at you, you went like that, started laughing. I was like, yeah, it's busy. Yeah. You been busy, Becky? Becky's like, oh, yeah. And I thought, oh, God. And we walked off and I was like, right, if anyone else ever says, oh, you had a busy day, we just go, yes.
Rushed off our feet.
Where's the day gone?
There's
been
not enough
bananas.
I've been up since 5 a.m. on the grind. Need to lie down.
It's like going back to these. Okay, we're getting rules now. Rule number 1, never ever turn down Prosecco. Okay, we've got that rule. Number 2, never ever, or no, always
say we've been busy.
If you get asked if you're busy, the answer is yes. Okay.
Is that it? Just two rules.
That's all right. Well, that's enough for us. Bloody hell, mate.
Yeah, guys, if you want to take on these rules as well, you take them.
Rules.
If you want to have them, you have them.
The rules of life.
That's it.
This is going to get you far, these 2 roles. You want to take it from us? Us corporate girls.
Oh, God. Maybe we should start doing podcasts and like reels on the rules of business.
You know what? Yeah, do you know what we should do? That should be printed on a poster. I can see it in the range now.
What do they call it when companies have a
logo, slogan?
No, it's like a manifesto.
What?
It's not called that. It's something else. It's like it sums up your company.
It's I don't bloody know, mate. Yeah. Yeah. You're something. You're.
You know what I mean, don't you?
Mission statement.
Mission statement.
I got it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, perimenopause.
Yeah. Oh my God. What are we? What are we? But yes, let's have a mission statement and incorporate those 2 things. Prosecco.
Free Prosecco. And always say you're busy. Do you know what? Have we just discovered the rules of life?
I think there's something in it. I think there is something in it. Guys, we're going to take over the world. Us for Prime Minister.
Okay. Yeah, imagine that, our first speech. Hello, we're Laura and Becky. We've got 2 things to tell you. Becky, number 1, never turn down free Prosecco. Number 2, always say you're busy and have a nice day.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
And see you later. We'll see you soon, guys. Okay.
Oh, God.
Back to it. Right, so.
Serious, yes.
Where do we get to? So not very corporate, blah, blah, blah.
So we go out and we meet people. Oh, God. So we go out and meet people. Hang on, where do we actually get up to? And then we're not very corporate. And then that's it.
Oh, we did an email and put bold writing. So anyway, right, okay. So yada, yada, yada. We have to go out. We have to get our sponsorship, okay?
It's and also, wonder we get any. Literally,
what we might not. Maybe we shouldn't put this out there. This is supposed to be an announcement. They're going to be like,
delete.
Yeah, they're going to be like, cancel. Also, I really do want to point out that we have our national adverts, but that only happened last season, didn't it? And that was almost a game changer for us. Listen, we're not getting paid millions, but you have to hit a certain amount of downloads. So it's really helped us. That means, though, we ain't stopping with the sponsors.
Absolutely not. And also, I think as well, like we didn't know how it was going to go with sponsors or where it was going to go, but we've developed really nice relationships, haven't we, with them?
We know people that know people. Don't we? Like sometimes we'll talk to someone and they'll go, oh, do you know blah, blah? And we'll be like, yeah, we do actually. We bloody do.
Yeah. I mean, guys, the moral of the story is basically you just have to go for it and put yourselves out there. If we can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, we are living proof.
So that is why we have these sponsors. And obviously they pay us money to be affiliated with the podcast. So that's where we're at. Okay, does that make any sense at all to anybody?
I mean, we've been talking for 10 minutes. I don't know what about. I love how we think we can give advice. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, at some point, someone, I think, will ask us to go to a networking meeting and talk.
We have been asked to.
Yeah, but not to talk.
Not to talk. No.
One
no.
day they will, though. And we'll be like,
One
right, we've got
day.
the rules.
Yeah. What are we? Hang on. Where are we going with this? So sponsorship. Oh, our good news. Right. Our good news. I was actually like, why are we talking about this?
Right. So the list of sponsors, right?
A list.
So at the top of the list, this is going to be no surprise, but it was an airport.
And for real. This isn't a story we've made up. For real.
I'm going to find it'll be so many bloody notebooks we've got.
We've got about 100 notepads in this studio.
Crack down on these.
Yeah, so for real, we wrote. I remember the moment you said it.
Yeah.
We were like airport, and we put it on there.
Yeah.
At this point, we didn't know anybody who worked for an airport. Like literally nobody. So we had to literally go scratching in the dark. I don't think that's even an expression, is it? But we had to go finding people.
We did.
And we did. We found lovely Joanne.
Of course we did.
From
Now,
East
you'll
Midlands
know about
Airport.
Joanne. You'll know we've been speaking to East Midlands Airport. You'll know we've done events there. We've done our podcast from the control tower. We've gone and simulated landing flights. We've met lovely, lovely people through them. We've met Twycross Zoo. No, it's just been a delight to know everybody there that we've met so far. So obviously we've been to do stuff with them. We've got to know them. We've built a relationship, which in turn has resulted in some very good news for us. Now, we got this news when we were sat in a bath together. Of course we did.
I mean, you couldn't make this up. I mean, this email could have come through, guys, by the way, at any point. It could have been when we were in bed. No, actually, no, it wouldn't have been then because they wouldn't have been at work. Forget that.
No, they work in the day.
Yeah, they don't work
Actually,
at 10
no, we would have
o'clock
been in
at
bed.
night. Oh, no, we were having our afternoon nap, you mean? Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But we could have been not together. So you could have been walking your dog. I could have been with
In
Lily
bed.
or something in bed. But it was amazing because we'd had this lovely overnight stay, hadn't we? We were in the bath recording the podcast together. And then we were actually filming it as well because we wanted to get some clips off of the podcast.
Yeah.
So we're sat, picture the scene, in a gold bathtub.
We were, and we were recording it. We were on a live on Instagram. And at that moment, when we were on a live, the email came through. Now, it's worth saying that the couple of days before that, we had a call with lovely Oscar. We can name Oscar, can't we?
Yeah.
And we kind of talked to him about like the podcast and the possibility of sponsorship. And he was very nice as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, we were quite scared before the phone call. Like, oh God, is he going to be really corporate and ask us about facts and figures?
Yeah.
And actually, he was lovely.
He was absolutely lovely. So we were waiting to hear from him. And the email came through whilst we were on a live. So we've caught the moment on camera when we got given the good news.
Which is amazing because it was a genuine moment. It was our genuine
my God.
reactions. And yeah, we've got it captured forever.
Yeah, I know, which is great. And they're on, well, basically kind of for summer, really.
Yes, so the good news is
They're
that
sponsoring us.
East Midlands Airport are sponsoring us for the next few months. And we are beyond excited.
I can't believe we're saying that.
Yeah.
Like, I think they know as well. Like, we're always very honest, and they know. Well, Joanne's known we've wanted them to sponsor us for ages. When we're quite open with Oscar, like it's a dream. Like this is what we've wanted.
Yeah, we're not going to act cool about it because
No.
we don't
Well, why would
feel
we?
cool about it. This is like incredible and something that we feel like we manifested
Yeah,
or was on our dream list, wasn't it?
Well, not only did we manifest it, we have worked very hard. I know we joke and we're like, oh, we get to do this and we, blah, blah. But we do a daily podcast that, not many people do. They're usually weekly or bi-weekly. And I couldn't imagine doing a weekly podcast. It would be really odd if we just met once a week.
Yeah.
And we've never not done it. We've never thought, oh, I can't bother to do it today. We've come in, we've worked, we've met people, and we've just been ourselves throughout the whole process. And nearly a year on, we've got East Midlands Airport
Sponsoring little old us. They talk about, don't they, like things being in alignment. You hear this a lot, don't they? People talk about things being in alignment. So if you're someone that like you don't really know what you want to do in life, perhaps you're in a job that you don't really feel very fulfilled in, or you're like, oh, I really enjoy doing that, but I'm sort of stuck in this job, or I don't really feel like this is quite right for me. There's loads of people like that, isn't there? They talk about when it all comes together, and I think this is true of us doing the podcast, you don't really know how it's going to work or where it's going to go, but it feels right.
Yes.
And that is when it says that you're on the right path and everything
Yeah.
is in alignment. And I feel like we're really in alignment with what we're meant to be doing at the moment.
But I feel like that didn't start when we flew to Mallorca. I feel like our alignment started the minute we met each other.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the minute we met each other, we got on very well. And obviously, like, you were doing the breakfast show, and then obviously you wanted to leave, and then I kind of took you over from you. But even the way we did that was so nice, because usually we've talked about this before, when you take over from someone, there's no friendliness, is there? And but I came in on the show, do you know what I mean? It was just really nice how it happened. Then obviously that radio station shut down, which we both knew would happen. Then we got offered a show together, and we're like, do we do it? Don't we do it? Because it was all a bit unprofessional, but we just thought, we believed in it. But I actually think we didn't believe in that radio station. We believed that we could work together.
We believed in each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're
and
right.
I think us doing that show, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with you. I did not enjoy anything else about that show, really, apart from seeing you every day and us building a show together.
I think it did a lot for us, didn't it? I think it hardened us up to certain things, because we faced a lot of kind of criticism and a lot of haters, didn't we, there, really? So I think it hardened us up a bit and got us used to kind of like sticking together and just doing what we wanted to do. I also think maybe a little bit it got us used to approaching people for sales and things, because we did a tiny little bit of that to help the people out there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I think maybe it gave us a little bit of confidence in that as well.
Yeah.
It all happened for a reason.
Yeah, that ending happened for a reason. We wouldn't be here if that radio station hadn't. We'd still be doing that, I reckon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of feel like everything has brought us to kind of this point.
Yeah.
So, and that's not saying we're just going to stop now and just be like, oh, we're happy. You know, we've got other dreams and other things we want to do. But this just seems like a proper moment of us being like, okay, we've worked hard. We're nearly at a whole year.
Yeah.
And actually probably a month and a half ago, we were a bit like, oh God, what we're going to do. Do you know what I mean? We were like,
yeah, we never know sort of who's going to be sponsoring us and for how long they're going to sponsor, do we really? Because we're literally going out, meeting people, waiting to hear back from them. So it's always, it's like a roller coaster, isn't it? It's like, oh, amazing. Oh God. It's like that constantly. Yeah.
Also as well, we've obviously had sponsors stay on with us. So Ringwood Hall Hotel and Spa were great. We love them there.
Oh, I love those guys.
And Red Brick as well have been so amazing. They kind of give us like advice as well, don't we? Have meetings with them. We love all of them there. I mean, they've become like friends now.
Yeah.
They are our friends.
Yeah.
You
Did you
are
hear
our
that, guys?
friends. And that gives you confidence, because when you have a company like Red Brick and Ringwood Hall believing in you and keeping sponsoring you every season, you think, oh, okay, so God, we must be doing something right. Yeah. Which then,
because otherwise it's just you two thinking, like, is anyone enjoying this? Like, what do people think?
Yeah. So then we think, okay, well, we are going to go and approach, other places. So yeah.
Should we announce our other sponsor?
Well, I was going to say that.
I think
'cause
so.
I don't want to do that down either.
Ferrells, would you like to hear our other new sponsor for season 8? Another exclusive for you.
Yeah. So again, this is another one that we kind of manifested. We kind of had our eyes on them for a while, didn't we?
Well, you've made a very
God,
good point, actually. So when we first got back from Mallorca, so we decided that we were going to do the podcast, but we didn't have a clue how to start it, what we were doing, or how we were going to do it. And we used to have meetings pretty much daily, didn't we? Like go for a coffee and write down loads of things and sort loads of stuff out. And actually, this was the place that we used to meet at daily. And we've got videos of us there, literally planning it out on pen and paper. And now that place that we were sat in before the pod started are going to be sponsoring us on season 8.
I remember sitting in that place and us going, okay, so is it Acast? We didn't that's where we were like, what do we didn't even know how to log on and record anything. We didn't know anything. And so other new sponsor of season 8 is Casa Hotel in Chesterfield,
which we are so excited about as well.
It's going to be great. It's kind of like where we planned the pod, and now we're going to be like going in there. We've obviously been in there for a couple of their bottomless brunches, which are, by the way, insanely good.
Oh my God, yeah. If you are looking for one, they have live music on. The food for a brunch is the best
my
we've
God.
had. And obviously lots
service.
of Prosecco. It's
Yeah.
yes, service is
Yeah.
so good in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice, guys.
Yeah, so, and that ties in really nicely, obviously, with the airport as well. So it's just like, and they're great. We absolutely love Dawn there. She's our go-to, isn't she? She
Yeah.
knows everything. She's like our guru.
She is.
Yeah, Guru
Gives us
Dawn.
advice.
Yeah, so we are
my
absolutely delighted to have Casa on as well. They've got loads of things going on, so we're going to be down there a lot as well. So
Yeah, so season 8 is basically going to be our biggest season so far, but we just want to thank you little ferals
Oh my
for
God.
always being there for us, always supporting us, obviously subscribing, and we want to give you some extra little treats and bits and bobs because you have subscribed. There's plenty more of this kind of thing coming. You'll be the first to know stuff.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we're going to be back with a bang for season 8 on the 17th of April.
Yes, and you're still going to be in Florida for the
Yes.
first couple of days. So Laura will be coming live from the US, guys.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, back for season 8 with a bang. And yeah, enjoy
We
the rest
love
of
you
your day.
guys.